I'm talking about the filming of The Homecoming. And today I was going to touch on some of the cast. Of course, Patricia Neal played our mother in The Homecoming. And all I knew about Patricia Neal before we started was from my mother, who grew up loving, Hollywood movies and things like that. So she knew Patricia Neal had a stroke and that, she was not maybe 100% physically. She had a little bit of a limp, but otherwise you'd never know. But I remember us all being told to be careful of Patricia because, she maybe wasn't 100% sturdy on her legs. So, but I never saw that. I always thought she seemed very, very solid in a good way. And she was very different from Michael Learned, but I thought she really embodied a mother who had been dealing with raising 7 children and the depression. And I felt there was really that sense of the depression in The Homecoming, and Patricia Neal did a beautiful job. And I didn't really have much of a chance to get to know her at the time because the kids, kind of came and did our scenes, and then we were sent back to school on the set. So unless I was interacting with her in scenes, I didn't really get a chance to get to know her very much. But I did have the pleasure of coming across her, being with her at other times over the years, and she had very fond memories of the filming of The Homecoming. And I remember Michael Learned at one point saying to Patricia Neal, thanking her for choosing not to do the Waltons, and Patricia Neal said, "They never asked. I would have done it." And that was surprising. I mean, I'm not sure why they didn't ask, whether they felt she might not physically be up to doing the series, or, they wanted to go a different direction, or they thought she would cost too much. I have no idea. But, Michael Learned and Patricia Neal were very different, and they were both wonderful. But I can't imagine the Waltons as a series without Michael Learned. So I've been very fortunate to have 2 amazing mothers. Patricia Neal had a gruffness and a no-nonsense attitude, but I loved the moment I had where she was doing something in the kitchen, and I came in, and I had a lot of self-doubt, Mary Ellen did, and she's kind of like, "Mama, do you think I'm pretty?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like taken aback, and she says, "I think you're beautiful." And it was so just matter of fact, like not a question in my mother's mind that, all of her children were wonderful. And I just remember watching that and seeing it over and over and thinking how simple and how beautiful. So, and because it was a moment with me, it particularly touched me. So there's a little bit about Patricia Neal, and I'll be back with more.